Hello, friends. Hi. Welcome back to this weekly live series from Lawyers Design School, Legal Design Thinking in Real Life. I am Hannele, the founder and CEO of Lawyers Design School, and I'm on a mission to transform legal space with human-centered design that may be better known as legal design. And I'm teaching you how to add creative and human touch to your everyday work as a lawyer so that you can be the lawyer your clients and the world needs you to be. Today, I wanted to talk to you about the future and what the future requires from you as a lawyer. And ultimately, since this is a legal design thinking video series, how legal design thinking relates to your future. And the reason behind this episode, why I wanted to do this, is that I actually get quite a lot of questions saying, well, Hannele, all about this legal design thinking is great and really interesting, but how does this relate to me and my team? Or I get the benefits of legal design thinking on a broader level, but what about me? What about my business and what about my organization? I'm so busy that I don't have the time to run after all the bells and whistles that keep coming. So why should I care about this really? So I wanted to talk to you about this, all of this, and also link legal design thinking to the discussion around competence requirements for legal professionals. Sounds a little bit festive, but what by this I mean knowledge and skills and qualifications required from a legal professional today and especially in the future. Because skills in legal design thinking are your golden ticket to a future success in legal design, legal space. Sorry, mark my words. Go your golden ticket to the future success in legal space. So, but let's get started. Let's first look at the future. What does the future look like for lawyers? And when we look at the future, we first need to understand that there's not just one single future, but many possible futures. And that, of course, makes it all the more complicated. And you, as a lawyer, you need to be prepared to navigate between all these possible scenarios we are looking at. And global megatrends set the tone for the future and the required competencies as well, also for lawyers. And let's look at the global megatrends. There are 4, according to one recent study. Changes in thinking and working. The second is technological change. Third is aging and diversity. And the fourth is, of course, climate change. We cannot stop talking about that. And as a lawyer, you are not safe from these waves and even crises. They challenge you to stretch yourself, respond to these wicked global challenges, and prepare for some phenomena we don't even yet know or understand. And the solutions that have provided easy answers before and protected you even, like control and rule following and hierarchies, they do not work in this unpredictable world anymore. The world asks for open-mindedness, flexibility, and creativity. And being able to change is on top of that list. And why this is important to you? When you think about your own path, you don't do that in a vacuum. You need to consider the needs of your clients and your community and also society as a whole to be able to serve them better and be the change you actually want to be. These changes that are happening can be really painful, I get it. You may be used to being the authority just because you have high education and you have good work experience. Fancy title on top and you're good to go forever, you were able to think in the past. People would listen to you just because you are a lawyer. And to some extent, this is still true, I admit that. But the world is changing rapidly. experts and authorities are not what they used to be. Institutions and prestiged professions do not have the authority and offer success by default. You need to pave your own way. In the middle of all these requirements and changes, I get that you may be wondering, well, what do I need to know and do to keep up with the world? Well, over the years, researchers have developed various ways to model the requirements to make them easier for us to understand. These models have been labeled with different alphabets: I-shaped lawyer, T-shaped lawyer, O-shaped lawyer, delta model lawyer. So let's look at these models. What do we mean by I-shaped lawyer? The letter I. The lawyers that are I-shaped have deep expertise in one specific area of law, but their expertise in other areas is limited or it doesn't even exist. You probably know the type, the one who knows all the nitty-gritty details of certain tax regulations, or they are the ones who you go to when you want someone to say off the bat some specifics of some case like 5 years ago. The I-shaped lawyers focus on one thing and they do that extremely well. And quite frankly, many times they are not even interested in doing anything beyond that, like meeting clients or even talking to other people. And when you think about this kind of way of working, how does that fit in today's working environment where you need to be able to work together with other people and understand the business and also the environment where the legal question relates to? It doesn't fit at all. So in 2014, Amanis Mathers, I hope I say the name right, presented their own model of T-shaped lawyer as an alternative to this, as an interpretation of T-shaped expertise. And this T-shaped model was developed as an alternative to the I-shaped model, of course. And Smathers describes how in law schools we are taught to think like lawyers. And this means we are taught to think like these I-shaped lawyers. The idea of the T model is that legal professionals have deep expertise in one area, the vertical line of T, but also wide expertise in other areas, which the horizontal line of T. In Smathers' T-shaped lawyer model, this expertise relates to technology, business, project management, data analytics, and data security. And this other expertise does not need to be as deep as legal expertise, but they help lawyers to communicate better and collaborate with other people. As you can probably tell, the T-shaped model was still quite limited if we compare it to all that is required from us in the future. T-shaped model still relies heavily on the legal expertise, on the deep legal expertise on one area, and focuses on left brain activities like technology and processes. And what I think is really interesting is that this model was developed just less than a decade ago, in 2014. And I think that at that time, it was probably considered the most future-proof model ever. Okay, then the next model is the O-shaped lawyer. And this O-shaped model is the next iteration of the future lawyer. As the letter O already describes, is much more holistic and well-rounded than I and T shapes. Don't you just love how these letters visualize the models? It makes it so much easier to understand. Well, Dan Kane first developed the model and then even founded it into an O-shaped lawyer program. And the purpose of the model is to put the people first. Sounds cool, right? The purpose is to help lawyers to serve customers in a more diverse and inclusive and in a healthier space. And this model includes 5 O's. optimism, ownership, open-minded, opportunistic, and original. And what's revolutionary about this model to me is that it does not include legal expertise per se at all in these 5 bullets. It doesn't consider that the legal expertise is the foundational skill, but it builds on top of legal expertise, describing the behaviors and mindset and skills to respond to these competency requirements of the future. So going forward to the final model, which is Delta model. In 2018, a group of change makers in legal space, Alison Carroll, Natalie Ryan, Jordan Galvin, Shelley Reed, and Jesse Bowman, drew up a new shape with a new letter called the Delta Lawyer Competency Model. And this model was developed as an alternative actually to the T model after understanding its limits in responding to the future needs. And as you can tell from the name, the shape is a triangle where one side describes the legal expertise, the other side represents technology, process, and data, and the third side represents people skills, personal effectiveness skills, PES. And the goal for this model was to expand the image of the future lawyer by adding emotional intelligence, communication skills, entrepreneurial skills, leadership, and collaborative problem solving to the required skill set. And Delta model has ever since been developed further, and latest in 2020, Kat Moon and Alison Carroll designed a version that simplifies the triangle with 3 Ps that are easier to remember: the practice, the process, and the people. And this Delta model wants lawyers to make the world their oyster, so that lawyers would build their expertise based on their own values and goals, and they would go down their own unique career path. Also finding paths that lawyers may not traditionally even choose. And what's really cool and valuable in the Delta model, in my opinion, is that it's founded on global challenges of access to justice gap, and on one hand, and on the other hand, lawyers' mental health issues, burnouts, and loss of meaning. So really important work. Okay, so after learning all about all these different lawyer shapes, what does it mean for you, and how does this relate to legal design thinking? Well, first of all, I want to say that, don't get me wrong, the knowledge and expertise you have gained in law school and in legal profession is a great foundation, and you can be proud of your hard-earned accomplishments. This is not taking anything away from that. But you cannot settle for that and stay still. You have to continue learning and keep up with the professional development. Because when we expand the understanding of these different shapes of lawyers, we emphasize the fact that your legal expertise does not have any intrinsic value. The value is based on how well you serve your colleagues and your clients and the society. How to design your own work, how to find more meaning in your work, how to get inspired about your work every day, how to serve your clients better and in a client-centric way. They don't teach this in law school, sadly. You cannot get comfortable with the ready-made path. You have to take action yourself, and if you're lucky, you may even get your teammates and employees or employer to take the journey with you. And legal design thinking, now we get to the best part. Legal design thinking is the way to operationalize all this change that is asked of you. It is the how of your professional development to reinvent you into a new shape. It gives you the process, and it gives you the tools, and it gives you the mindset shift that is needed. And what's most important thing is that you keep growing and you keep developing. I suggest that you take client centricity and creativity as your compass, as they will give you the new perspective you need. And this is what we teach in Lawyers Design School. So if you'd like to learn more about the possibilities, head to our website, lawyersdesignschool.com. So it's lawyersdesignschool.com. We have a new legal design program launching this fall, and I'd love to see you there. So go sign up for the waitlist and be the first to know about the launch. You are part of the change that will ultimately transform the entire legal culture into human-centered direction where people come first. So there you have it, the lawyer alphabet and an invitation for you to select your own letter and path forward towards that. So now it's your turn. Reflect, what did you learn today? And most importantly, what shape do you want to be? Be sure to follow next episodes where we'll be sharing more insight on legal design thinking in real life. Thank you for joining today. And as always, I'd love to hear from you. So please leave a message, send me an email, and let's continue the discussion for happy clients and happy lawyers. Bye.